Simon, we're out of the competition with a 26-6 defeat against the world champions in Saints, but you must be proud of the effort and endeavour that our boys showed tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we didn't really have anything to lose, to a degree. You can lose your pride and go away a little bit dented and not be happy with yourself. And I thought we represented the club well, our fans well, families well. I think everyone had a good dig, which was the important piece tonight. And fortunately, through some effort and endeavour, as you mentioned, we hung in there and kept it. I think it was a respectable scoreline. I think the tries we conceded were bang average, and I'd be pretty wounded every week at those tries. Just because it's Saints, it won't stop the toes curling when we do review this week. But yeah, I thought we were good. We competed. They were good. They could probably say they left a few points out there, but I certainly think we did as well. I think it was just a good effort game from us. And now the question for us is, can you do that every week? Where is it? Because I don't feel like I can give that to them. I think that's an intrinsic motivation to tip up and do a proper job. And if we can get near that sort of intensity every week and effort and desire to get off our line and enjoy the physical contest of defence, because we did a lot of it, I think we can go very far this year. So that's the challenge over to the boys, I think.
A lot of outside observers would have thought that we'd have faded away in the last 20 minutes against an established full-time Super League side, but we roared towards the end of that game. How pleased are you with that togetherness that we showed and that fitness towards the end? Yeah,
look, I think that started a couple of years ago. We changed how we trained a bit a couple of years ago. We've gone a bit harder, which has paid dividends over time, I think, and they certainly look fit tonight. Yeah, they've got a few freakish big bodies, and they're paid to look after themselves and recover. So there are differences in between it, but could we do that every week against St Helens? Probably not, but it's there. It's there when we call upon it, and if we call upon it more often, it'll start becoming a bit of a norm for us, certainly at championship level. But yeah, I thought we were in it. We competed, didn't we? And I think towards the end, we had a couple of brain explosions. I think we might have got a couple more points as well, which would have made it look even better, I suppose. But nevertheless, it's a loss. So we'll park it there. We won't get too excited about it, because in the end, it doesn't mean a right lot, does it? We can be proud of it, but we move on now.
What can we take in terms of playing against such a dynasty as Saints and the amount of international players that they've got into the rest of the Championship and indeed the 1895 Cup competition as well?
Yeah, just the fact that how we play can work if we back ourselves, and it took us a while to start backing ourselves, I think. So there's always that bit of start on the front foot. You have to weather a storm at times, but sometimes if you go in thinking you're going to weather the storm, you certainly do, but sometimes you've got to create one yourself, if you like. But yeah, for us, I think, as I said, the challenge for us is it's an internal, and as an individual, I mean, I want to win like you would not believe every week. Every week the lads need to feel that way. So we were up and on our game against Bulls at home because the challenge was there. We rose to the challenge. No disrespect, Newcastle away, not a crowd there, week off, loads of little bits and bobs in between, changed to team. The challenge was a little bit lower, and I thought we probably matched the challenge. I think our challenge is challenging ourselves to get up no matter what's in front of us, and if we can play at that sort of intensity and somewhere near it every week, I think we're a chance against everyone, and again, I think we can do well this year.
Is it a good thing that next week we do play Batley at the Bash, which is another big event, but an equally important game?
Yeah, form team, Batley. I think they've, a bit like us, started slow, started to get into it. They got a really good win last week. I'm not sure on results on tonight's fixtures, but I'm sure they would have gone out with the same intent to make their fans and families and club proud of their performance. So we'll get into that next week, but they're a good team. They play pretty structured, and they don't go away, do they? They're always in it, Batley, and you've got to be really good. So we'll prepare best we can. Obviously there'll be a couple of changes in and amongst, but we'll give it our best shot in preparation to make sure we can put our best foot forward against Batley over at York, which is a good event, isn't it? The Bash fixture, I think it's always pretty good. Headingley was a bit different because it was just so big, but York's quite a tight stadium and probably designed for a smaller crowd. So it should be a good atmosphere for us. So yeah, on to the next one.
You mentioned a couple of changes. One of them will probably be Joe Keys. We saw him leave early. Although the side did play really well in his absence, how is he doing? What big an impact will it be?
We don't know yet, but to come off and with certainty that he needs to come off, obviously that tells you it's not a good one. But we'll obviously investigate further this week. But I would imagine for at least a medium term, probably injury, I'll be out for a while. And listen, that's rugby. These challenges come around. Keys is important to us, but you know, everyone just needs to step up and take a little bit on, and then there'll be a few decisions made around who plays in his absence, because obviously he's not going to make it next week. I can tell you that for certain now without knowing the outcome of the injury, but it is what it is. We're going to be tested all year, aren't we? But we have got capable bodies who can jump in there and do a good job for us. And again, if we all raise our game and play at a high level of intensity as they did tonight, and really want to win, show that what's the word? I suppose that level of desire really to get off your line and be hungry and happy in defence. I think we'll be in with a shot. We've got some really good attacking threats across the field. It's not just Keezy that's got us home in games. Louis been great. Our nines have been good. James Woodburn-Hall has been mega at fullback. So I think we've got a lot of artillery. Just one of them's gone, so we just need to make sure we sharpen the other ones.
I mentioned it before, but I'll come back to in terms of the occasion. As a Halifax lad and Halifax coach, how good was it to see Shea as full as it has been for years, with an atmosphere and all the community kids that were there today?
Yeah, good. I've said it in each interview, so I won't disappoint. I'll repeat myself. A long time ago now, when I came through, I was probably playing my first year of academy when I come to Halifax, 15, 16. You stand in that top corner up there in that stand, and every stand was packed. It were really good, and obviously these young kids, whether we like it or not, they don't view the Panthers and our players as superstars, not just yet. And obviously the draw tonight was probably St Helens for them, but I think they've come and had a look tonight, and I think it's good for them to see this stadium packed out. Bit of inspiration and obviously good for our club and our owners to look like what it could be, and hopefully puts a rocket under everyone to get after it really. And if 25% of those people turn up who don't turn up on a weekly basis, that'll go a long way towards it, because I think we had a lot of home fans tonight that obviously aren't coming every week. So happy. I think it was a really good day of it. I thought the club had done a good job. The guys in the background making the match day move around, I think they've done well. But that's just the reality of our sport, Mike. I think Leo, a good example. Consistent, significant investment. There's 3 leagues, and you're not that far away from being part of the bigger party. If you can grab that, and hopefully tonight helps our narrative really and our story that people can get interested in, and we'll see where it takes us. But that's the bigger dream, I think. The short term is just getting into battle next week.